You are listening to Boxagon Sports with Abraham Storns Jr., broadcasting the very best in boxing, MMA, and wrestling. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Hey guys, today we're going to talk about UFC 247, Jon Jones versus Dominick Reyes for the light heavyweight title of the world. Jon Jones took on Dominick Reyes. Dominick Reyes was undefeated coming into this fight with a 12-0 record, known for his strength and his heavy-hitting knockout power. A lot of people felt that Dominick Reyes didn't have no chance to beat Jon Jones. However, Saturday night, Dominick Reyes proved that he actually, was a top contender, and he showed that he belonged in the ring with Jon Jones. So the Jones and Reyes fight was surprisingly competitive. Dominick Reyes came out in the first round, landing some good shots. Jones was landing some good shots as well. But Reyes landed a good shot to Jones' stomach and put Jon Jones on the canvas. Jones got right back up, and Dominick Reyes dominated the first couple of rounds. Well, the second round, I would say that was more so of a close round. That the second round could have been scored either way. I would give the round even, but if I were to give it to one of the two guys, it would possibly be Jones. The third round, Reyes dominated that round also, even though Jones scored a takedown, and takedowns are a very big part of MMA matches. The judges, look at takedowns and stuff. But I personally felt like even though Jones took down Reyes, a couple of times during the fight, still Reyes got right back up to his feet, and he still defended, pretty well. And so, out of any fighter that Jones has faced, I think this is the toughest opponent that Jones struggled taking down since the first fight with Gustafsson that took place back in 2013. But Reyes came landing some very great shots. I personally thought there were some times in the fight where Reyes could have stopped Jones, but Jones, used his experience, and Reyes defended himself pretty well throughout the fight. If you look at the punch test, Reyes even landed more in the fight. So, when in the championship rounds, round 4 and 5, Reyes clearly dominated the fourth round, and there was no doubt you could give him that round. And round 5 was somewhat close. I gave the last round to Jon Jones, scored a takedown. Reyes got right back up to his feet. I could tell Reyes did not want to stay on the ground very long with Jones, because that would have worked out worked against him, to staying on the ground with Jon Jones. And Reyes did what he had to do to defend himself. When the fight was over with, they announced that Jones won by unanimous decision. The judges' scorecards were 48-47, 48-47, and 49-46. Now, the judges scored this fight 49-46. That person should lose their job, because there's no way in the world that Jones won the fight 4 rounds to 1 against Reyes. I don't know what fight that judge is watching, but 4 rounds to 1 for Jones, that is complete garbage right there. But I take my hats off to both guys. They both came in, and they both gave the fans a show, and they both did what they had to do. They're fighters. So Reyes, did what he had to do. I can tell he was disappointed with the outcome. A lot of the fans were booing. A lot of people are upset because they feel Jones really should have lost that fight, and Dominick Reyes was clearly robbed. I felt that Jon Jones actually lost his last 2 fights. The fight with Reyes, and I also felt Thiago Santos outpointed Jon Jones in their fight last summer. And so Jon Jones, I can tell he's still great, but the last couple of fights have been kind of questionable. I think he can make some improvement. But, he also said that he wants to fight, he wouldn't mind giving Reyes a rematch. So, Jones and Reyes rematch, I'm interested to see how that's going to go. If Jones, just watches the video again and make adjustments, I feel that Jones can dominate him easier next time, just like how he did with Gustafsson in the second fight. And even if he gave Santos a rematch, I felt that, I feel he can beat Santos in a rematch even easier, the second time around. So, Jon Jones, I'm interested to see what he's going to do in this next fight. There's been a talk, with him fighting Israel Adesanya if Israel gets past Romero in March. but that is the next pay-per-view fight coming up. So if Israel gets past Romero, there's possibly talking about Israel and Jones fight. Both of them two guys have been going back and forth on social media in a Twitter battle. Israel said on SportsCenter recently that John Jones is a washed-up fighter and he's done. So Israel, is doing all the trash talk he can just to hype up, and sell tickets and possibly get in the octagon with John Jones. But in a post-fight press conference, Dana White, he stated that Reyes should have won the fight. He had it 3 rounds to 2 in favor of Reyes, and a lot of other MMA experts out there had it going that way as well. And so, I just can't wait to see what's next for Jones. I would like to see Jones at heavyweight. I'd like to see him take on Stipe, current heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic, or take on Francis Ngannou, or even Brock Lesnar. If Brock Lesnar, doesn't stick around with WWE. So, John Jones is definitely one of the greatest, arguably the greatest MMA fighter of all time. And so we'll see what's next for him. And, Dominick Reyes, even if he doesn't get to rematch with Jones, there's still some other elite competition that he can fight at 200 and 205 pounds. So we'll see what's next for him. All right, guys, thank you all for tuning in. Please let me know what you guys thought about the fight between Jones and Reyes. Let me know how you scored it, and let me know who you thought should have won the fight. Please leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you all for tuning in.
Thanks for listening to Boxagon Sports with Abraham Storns Jr., broadcasting the very best in boxing, MMA, and wrestling. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.